if you actually understand how to do answer writing, you just have to write this. On the left hand side, you can see the challenges. That's it. You don't have to go into the description. In the description, you just have to note down the data to substantiate your arguments, right?
I started my full-fledged preparation after I joined the Ultimate Assessment Program at Civilsdaily.
There is a 12-month strategy which I have done on Civilsdaily platform only.
I reached out to the Civilsdaily team.
Civilsdaily.
Current affairs में Civilsdaily.
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 With Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily. Civilsdaily. To Civilsdaily.
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 Civilsdaily. Civilsdaily.
A mentorship program of Civilsdaily, and that did help me a lot.
Hello everyone, I'm Sreelakshmi. I've cleared UPSC Civil Service Examination 2023. In this video, I'll be discussing about the December edition of Burning Issue magazine. So before delving into this particular video, let me just explain to you the philosophy behind the Burning Issue magazine. So I've already covered the September edition, October edition, and November edition. For those who have not watched those videos, I'll repeat the philosophy behind the magazine. So on the right hand side, you can see what burning issue actually does when it comes to a current affair issue, right? The burning issues connects the monthly news to their broader issue. The UPSC generally does not ask a very, very specific issue. It might go to the broader picture, right? If there is some new multilateral organization that has been announced, it might not ask about that particular multilateral organization. It might ask in general about multilateral organization, right? And their impact on India and what is India's role in that particular, not in that particular, but in generally, what is India's role in setting up multilateral organizations, right? So a broader question is generally asked. So that's what the magazine also helps you do. It connects the monthly news to their broader issue, establish relevance across all the 4 GS papers. So sometimes UPSC asks a particular issue in multiple papers. Like, for example, I remember there was this question on PM Gati Shakti, which we generally think might probably come in GS3, but UPSC asked in GS2, right? So we might not be able to connect it to multiple GS papers, but this particular magazine, they have actually given you the relevance where it can be and how it can be used in multiple papers, right? Second, a mentor note has been given as to why this particular issue is UPSC worthy. Okay, how we prioritized key dimensions to make it revision ready, and what should you highlight, underline for multiple revision. That has also been given. They've also given you UPSC PYQs, that is previous year questions asked from that particular topic across all the papers from 2013 onwards till 2024, right? So decade of PYQs have also been given, right? Now, fourth is 10 plus years of PYQ analysis gave us UPSC syllabus themes, which is known as micro themes. Micro themes are high priority areas in which the probability of UPSC asking questions from those themes are very, very high, right? So it is the highest hit ratio in prelims and mains. So they call, we call them the micro themes, and they also mention the micro themes under which that particular issue falls. Okay, so it's actually making your life easy. So as a beginner, you might not really understand which particular micro theme does that particular issue belong to. But if you have a magazine that actually tells you this is why this particular issue is important, this is the micro theme under which it falls down, these are the PYQs, so this is how you must revise everything in one place, it makes your life easy, right? Fifth one, revise the static theory linked with this burning issue. Now, as I said, sometimes UPSC might not directly ask you that particular specific news item. It might ask you a broader picture, or it might ask you a static behind that. Now, where do you find the static information? In your standard books, right? Now, you don't have to do that double work or going to your standard book, finding out which standard book the static portion you might find. It is actually given here. So there is this portion, a section known as Back to Basics, where it covers the entire static portion, right? Next, we'll just go through. So this is the December magazine. So this is the index, Part 2 Universal Health Coverage, Polarium Project, the real impact of cash transfers, grassroots empowerment, fertilizer subsidies, India's fertility decline, child marriage, India-Nigeria relationship. Then you have the Place of Worship Act of 1991, PLI scheme, civil service reforms, agri-export, taxing harmful goods. So these are some of them. And then you also have the prelims tidbits, which is specifically related to the prelims preparation, right? That is focusing more on the factual information. So I'll just walk you through the magazine right now. Path to universal health coverage. This is your first topic. You can see note for students here. Then on the right hand side, you can see the PYQs and micro themes, the current status of India's healthcare sector, the challenges in implementing the UHC. Then you can see measures taken by. So I'll just tell you in detail how can you utilize this information, right? Here for note for students, you can see UPSC exam expects a clear understanding of policies, health infrastructure, and challenges India faces in implementing policies like universal health coverage. So have you ever wondered, when you actually read a news item, you don't know like how and what you should actually focus on? I have wondered in multiple times in my initial days of preparation as to how do I even use this particular news item? But here they are telling you what UPSC expects from you. So UPSC expects you to have a clear understanding of the policies, health infrastructure, and challenges related to it, right? Now, you will find a lot of numbers like healthcare market size, doctor to population ratio, which helps set the scene. However, you might skip deeper case studies or dense policy details, focusing on the basics and recommendations instead. The analysis of measures to achieve UHC and how India could enhance the preventive healthcare by strengthening primary healthcare centers and promoting the Fit India movement or yoga. These are concrete solutions to the healthcare system limitations that UPSC could ask about, offering insights into public health reforms. This is actually hand-holding and telling you, look, this is what you need to focus on. This is what you have to read, because this is how UPSC asks you questions. So this is a note for students. It's basically guiding the students as to how do you approach this particular issue, right? On the right-hand side, you can see the PYQs and the micro themes under which this particular current affair falls, right? Then you have 2021 under GS2, a question has been asked. 2050 GS2, a question has been asked. The micro theme is health of GS2, right? Now, here you can see current status of India's healthcare sector. It's a broader picture of the health infrastructure of our India, right? Market size and employment, doctor to population ratio, medical tourism, insurance coverage, healthcare facility utilization. Okay. Then you have the challenges, which they are beautifully given in a tabular format. Okay. Challenges, the description of the challenge and the example. If you actually understand how to do answer writing, you just have to write this. On the left-hand side, you can see the challenges. That's it. You don't have to go into the description. In the description, you just have to note down the data to substantiate your arguments, right? So, and then you have the examples as well for the value addition. So everything has been covered here. So this is the challenges, the measures taken by India to achieve the universal health coverage. So what are the initiatives? What is the objective of the initiatives? And what are the key features of it? Right? Sometimes they directly ask you what are the measures taken, or sometimes they ask you the challenges. So you have to also mention the measures that have been taken. Okay. Then recommendations for achieving universal health coverage. What are the recommendations? You have 7 pointers under this. Then going to back to basics, right? Universal health coverage. What are the key dimensions of it? What is the scope of it? What are the guiding principles of it? Sometimes they might actually go, to the roots of the issue, right? So that's what they have given. The evolution of the idea of universal health coverage, that has also been given. Okay, different declarations have been given, which is also useful for your prelims. Okay, Alma Ata declaration has already been asked in prelims, I think in 2020 or something. Okay, next is Polavaram project you have. Similarly, you can see note for students, PYQs and micro themes. Then the key recommendations of the tribunal, social challenges, environmental challenges, regulatory challenges, way forward. Then going back to basics, how does it affect irrigation, power generation, and local communities? What are the criteria for declaring a national irrigation project in India? So this is not specific to Polavaram project. It is going, like, it's actually taking a macro view of it, right? What is the criteria for declaring a national irrigation project in India? Political and administrative management of Polavaram project. So what are the key aspects of it? What are the details and examples of it? Then comparison of Konda Reddy and Koya tribes, because There are tribes associated with it. There's tribal displacement that is happening when a huge project like Polavaram takes place, right? So again, you also needs to know what is the kind of tribe that is being displaced, they are being affected. So they actually give you comparison between the two tribes, right? The real impact of cash transfers, you can also see similarly note for students, the PYQs, micro themes, grassroots empowerment, why the urban local body elections matter, right? The women sarpanch, PYQs and micro themes. Under which micro theme does it come under? GS2, local self-government, right? What is the significance of urban local body elections? They've also given you a quote, right? Quote by Ananda Shanam Iyengar, right? In the interest of democracy, the villages may be trended in the art of self-government, even autonomy. We must be able to reform the villages and introduce democratic principles of government there. Okay, so you can quote this particular line in your answers as well. Significance, reasons for lower turnout in urban local bodies, right? Then, elections. Then you have the way forward, back to basics, and then summary of evolution of the local self-government issues in India. And then you have a conclusion as well. So it's like a proper answer writing format. Then you have fertilizer subsidies. Similarly, you have India's fertility decline. You can see a lot of newspaper clippings as well. Child marriage, another issue. Why is it important? Micro themes is children, welfare and development schemes. What are the two questions that have been already asked by UPSC? State-wise child marriages in India, what is the evolution according to NFHS report? NFHS report. Status and trend of child marriage. 6 pointers have been given. Why child marriage still persists in India? Is child marriage an economic problem in India? Consequences of child marriage, way forward, and then back to basics and the measures taken by the government to curb child marriage, right? Then India-Nigeria relationship. Then you have the strategic objectives of India in West Africa, India's economic engagement with West Africa, what are the challenges of India's engagement, what is the way forward, and then some back to basics as well. As in, what are the different kind of relation we share with that particular country, right? Economic and trade relations, cultural and people-to-people ties, political and strategic relations, and the healthcare and pharmaceutical cooperation. Then you have the Places of Worship Act of 1991. Here again, you can see few arguments raised against the Place of Worship Act of 1991. Implications and challenges. What is the significance that has been given beautifully in a tabular format? Then you have major provisions of the Act. Back to basic is basically the Act, right? The major provisions of it. The PLI scheme, very, very important when it comes to Indian economy. You have micro themes like inclusive growth, sustainable development, government policies. Okay. Primary reasons for the slow implementation of PLI schemes. Generally, this is a issue which India faces, right? Schemes, we have plenty of them. We have it in abundance, but the implementation always lacks, right? So why is the implementation of PLI schemes very, very slow? So they have given you the category, the details, the examples of it in some incentive-linked manufacturing schemes across the nation. All right. Then you have the self-reliance versus global competition. How do we strike the balance? And then you have way forward, then back to basics of PLI scheme. Very important, both main and prelims. Why PLI is different. This is also very, very important. Next is civil service reforms. You can, if you have made a static note on civil service reform, you can add the pointers from this. You have critical challenges of India's bureaucratic structure. You have this micro theme in civil services, GS2, right? Impact of centralized governance. Then you have ancient Indic principles for enhancing modern governance. You have the principle, you have the description of it, and the contemporary examples as well. Efforts that have already been taken to reform the bureaucracy, the way forward, and then the back to basics portion, which is components of civil service reforms and Indian government initiatives. How did the size and structure being reformed? How is the recruitment being reformed? Capacity building, performance and promotion, professionalism and modernity, accountability. So again, static portion, right? The agri exports. Then you have taxing harmful goods. You have mission 100% electrification, slogans over substance. All right, then there is this term known as greenwashing in Indian Railways. So greenwashing has already been asked by UPSC in prelims. So such kind of terms are very important, right? WTO, then you have crimes against humanity. Then you have Indian State of Forest report, one candidate, multiple constituencies. From parliament to party offices, is it time for POSH to take charge? Then river interlinking. Then you have the prelim tidbits of December. So let's just go through that. For economics, you have certain facts like household consumption expenditure survey of 23-24 per capita household consumption. You can actually take the data from these prelim tidbits and use it in your mains answers as well, right? Real effective exchange rate, REER, already been asked, NEER and REER. Matsya Seva Kendras, India's first bio-bitumen national highway in Nagpur. So the terms like, who, how, why, what. These are the factual questions that are generally related to any issue for that matter. That is the coverage that Prelims is trying to do, right? India's first bio-bitumen national highway in Nagpur, fiscal reforms by state report released by RBI, Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sanraksha Abhiyan. Then you have the comprehensive telecom development plan. And then you have governance related Swamitwa property cards, safe initiative, national mental health program, Ayushman Arogya Mandirs. Then you have related to polity, you have joint parliamentary committee, what Ambedkar KM Munshi said on uniform civil code, impeachment of judges, international relations, H1B visa program, and then China approves dam over Brahmaputra, landlocked development, developing countries, Greenland. So all these information have been given, security issues, environment, biodiversity, science and technology, and then history and art and culture. Or Vaikam Satyagraha and all of this. Mahakumbh Mela is happening in 2025, so it becomes very important. So that was it for December edition of the Burning Issue magazine. I hope the philosophy behind the magazine has been clear and the kind of issues that this particular magazine is trying to tackle. Okay. So for a beginner or for any stage of your preparation, I think this magazine is actually solving a lot of problems that we generally face, right? It's trying to bring and collate multiple things in one place and trying to make our life easy. Okay, it's pictographically very interesting as well, bringing in pictures and all, giving pointer pointer format information, which makes our revision also easy, right? And it's actually hand holding and telling you why this particular issue is important and what actually UPSC expects you to know out of it. So such kind of things are very, very important. And I hope the session was useful. I'll be coming up with more such sessions. All the best for your preparation. Thank you.